6 minutes after 9 o'clock, it is time for In the Garden with Carol Ann. Carol Ann Baldwin is Carol Ann, and she's in the studio. Good morning, Carol Ann.
Good morning.
The phone lines are open, by the way. This is a show for you all out there, so feel welcome. I want you to call in if you have something you want to say to Carol Ann, whether it's a question or just a comment. And of course, gardening is the focal point. That's right. 622-9622 is the number. Again, good morning, Carol Ann.
Good morning, Larry. Much better outside today than it was last week at this time.
Yeah.
Yeah, much better. Yeah, much
But my elephant ear is... elephant ears are kind of annoying. They grow too fast, too big, and just in the way.
Oh, yeah, and they can be invasive, but they are so cool.
They're cool, very cool.
Yeah, and they can be
very cool.
Cooling. They add size, height, texture.
There are cats in my neighborhood, and they like to sleep under them. So that's why I like them, because the cats come in. Because I don't want another pet, but I don't mind having cats.
The ones to enjoy their
who
company.
Like me.
Right, right. Who might come by and visit. Right, and children like them too. You can cut the great big ones off, and they make little umbrellas. Right. My daughter used to play with them when she was young, so it was always one of those fun things. Can I have an umbrella? It's raining. To go cut off one of those great big leaves. They are great. There's all different varieties of those too, but of course we see the green one, the most common one.
I didn't know there was more than one.
There's all kinds of. There's variegated ones. There's you get your alocasias and your colocasias, which are a little bit different, but very similar.
But that wouldn't grow up north, would it? You don't see them anywhere.
Probably not. It would be something that you'd have to bring in or really mulch pretty heavily because the ground freezes up there. Mm-hmm. Here, our ground doesn't freeze, even though the top freezes to the ground doesn't freeze below it, so it's usually not a problem. So they all freeze back. The yard looks nasty at first. You go clean all that stuff up. It rots pretty quickly. And
so is there a rule? Spring, I mean, can I cut it down now, or am I like that, or my elephant? What, I'm not my elephant.
Your banana.
Banana, thank you.
You'll leave your banana alone. You could clean up the elephant ear stuff because you're not going to kill them.
Really?
They're
strong things.
They're pretty tough.
You know what else comes back every year? Is that ginger?
Your pinecone ginger.
That
yes.
thing,
And again, that's another one of those items. It's like a perennial, but it has a tuberous root system that's underground, only about 2 inches underground, and they normally begin to die back in, say, about November or December, they just sort of disappear for the winter. It's not necessarily that the cold got them. The cold will finish them. For the
lawnmower gets them pretty good too.
And the lawnmower gets them. I have to whack some big ones back on my pinecone gingers too. And in the spring, now your gingers are one of the last ones to come back up in the spring. Instead of everything else coming out in, like, say, early April, maybe May, it might be the end of May or first part of June before you really start to see your gingers come out of the ground with any true success. So don't think they're gone. Just realize they're slower, or
I like them though.
Yeah, I do too. I love mine. If you mulch those areas, in somebody else's landscape, you do need to occasionally clear them out, because if you get those buried too deep, they won't bloom.
No, really.
The root zone needs to be up near the surface. Like I said, they're buried. I think mine.
You don't got to worry about that with me.
2
There's no mulch happening in my yard anytime soon.
Unless it fell over and made its own. Right, but in a normal landscape where somebody might mulch around certain beds, especially when things are empty, to cover it up, and just to make it look nice when the plants are gone. Realize that over time that starts to build up, and instead of you originally planted them the 2 to 2.5 inches underground, are now 5 inches or 6 inches buried, and they don't come up or they don't bloom that much. And
so
you buried them.
The other day. Last Saturday, I guess it was, Robin and I got to see how the other half live. In other words, the rich folk.
Oh.
Yeah, we played at a country club.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, I know. We had to get through the gate.
Ooh.
Nobody's allowed through the gate
without proper credentials.
Oh gosh, and it was so hard to even get out of the community. So anyway, when we left the gig, it was at the country club. They were really sweet people, by the way. So, but they are rich. Let me tell you something. They are rich. So anyway, as we're leaving, I'm using my little GPS, and it's telling me how to get out of this place, but it's telling me to go to the wrong gate. This is the gate that you can't get through unless you're a person who lives there.
Right.
And what this did, and why I'm telling you, is because it gave us a chance to drive through this little community.
Okay.
And Carol Ann...
And you didn't get escorted out.
Well, we found our way back.
Oh, okay.
And then we found the other gate that was
Sure, that
was
you were supposed to be using. Yeah.
So anyway, but when you drive through this, where the other half live, I mean, their trees don't look like trees. They're sculpted to look like balls or half balls
Sure, yeah.
or lollipops. It's like,
Right.
wow, they spend a fortune just to have somebody
Somebody else come out
come in here and
share them.
sculpt
Yeah.
their
Right.
landscape.
Right.
I mean, the landscape is real. I mean,
Oh.
it must be a competition among them all.
And I guess, and that really is,
I said, Robin, do they really think that looks better than the way God made that tree? That look like it's like a stick, like a half of a ball on a stick.
Right, or yeah, it's a lollipop.
Yeah, like
with
a gumball, a gumdrop.
Yeah,
A gigantic gumdrop.
yeah. Some of them are well, and you see the hollies and things like that are done in other landscapes like that, but these are not drastically done. But I know what you mean.
It almost looks like a
go
tree
down
there.
and
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
that some of them, and a lot of times it can shorten the life of the plant because it's not allowing that further outgrowth to occur. But it's how much is it shortening?
Okay,
it
but
in
for the
your
person
lifespan?
who studied gardening, who becomes hired by these kinds of neighborhoods,
Right.
that guy or that lady, he couldn't care less, right? He's making money.
Well, but you know what? They
Taking
still,
care of those
they're-
plants.
But they still, they don't care whether or not the plant dies. Well, actually, they do because it could be part of their fault, too, of going too far or not recommending certain.
But I mean, can you imagine? That's your
the
daily
landscaper,
job
is to come through and make sure that those are at exactly the right
Everybody's
height.
manicured
everything
perfectly.
perfect. Yeah, I'm not.
You get a text on your phone from Mrs. Rich Old Lady. Hey,
Yeah, there's 2 sprouts sticking up off of my whatever it is in the front yard.
Yeah.
Cut them off.
yeah.
Yeah,
That wouldn't be
that's-
such a bad life, I don't think.
Well, I mean, it's steady work for sure, but yeah, I'm not fond of those. You see those kind of things in different areas too. Sometimes they're entrances to communities like this. That
This was
you're
in
talking,
Lakeland, by the way.
And okay, and you'll see those very, very manicured landscapes, and it's not my favorite, but they are beautiful. And then at certain times a year, though, like say if they're using azaleas in the landscape, you'll see these perfectly, wonderfully pruned. Oh, look at that, and you realize they cut off all the flowers,
No.
or 65% of them.
To do what? To accomplish?
Shape it.
Oh, I see what you're
in
saying.
order to clean it up.
Yeah,
You've just shaped that when it's getting ready to bloom. Yes, it's.
So what do they do?
Nature made it actually into a plant that'll bloom and grow and be fairly symmetrical.
Right.
All by itself. You just have to put it in the right place and let it grow.
Okay. See, I don't know. I have mixed feelings about it.
Yeah, I do too. They're beautiful, but not my style. That's,
Yeah.
I guess, is what it is. My style is a little more wild.
Yeah.
and
It'd be
carefree.
a good job for a horticulture.
Oh yeah, if you're in the
student or a
landscape,
major or
if you're a
something.
landscape crew on that, you're doing well.
All right, we'll be right back. How the other half live. By the way, the prizes they were giving out? Little Debbie cakes. Little Debbie cakes. We'll be right back.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. Partly sunny Tuesday. There may be a shower along the coast. The high 69 at the coast to 74 inland. And mostly cloudy Tuesday night with a shower or two late. Low 58 to 62. Wednesday will be cloudy with showers and some heavier thunderstorms. There may be some flooding downpours. The high 68 to 72. Thursday cloudy with showers and thunderstorms. Highs ranging from the low 60s in the north to the low 70s in the south. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm Joe Lundberg.
Do you suffer with pain, numbness, and tingling in the hands or feet, often diagnosed as peripheral neuropathy? Are you taking drugs such as Lyrica, Neurontin, or gabapentin that never seem to fix your problem? Has your doctor told you to just live with the pain? Peripheral neuropathy is a result of damage to the nerves, often causing weakness, pain, numbness, tingling, and the most debilitating balance problems. This damage is commonly caused by a lack of blood flow to the nerves, which causes them to begin to degenerate. I'm Dr. Walker, DC, of Ocala Spine and Injury. Our new treatment methods can provide relief from neuropathy as long as your nerves have not sustained at least 85% nerve damage. I will do a neuropathy severity examination to determine the extent of the nerve damage for only $70, consisting of a detailed sensory evaluation, extensive peripheral vascular testing, and a detailed analysis of your neuropathy. Call 732-5590 to make an appointment. That's 732-5590.
Robin, let's try a little plant trivia. Name this nursery. It's a not-for-profit, and it teaches growing and caring for plants to their students.
Oh, that's easy. Kenny's Place.
Or how about this one? It's a nursery conveniently located between Ocala and Bellevue.
Again, it's Kenny's Place.
Or how about this one? A nursery with a wide variety of just what you need or want at the most reasonable prices.
Kenny's Place, of course.
Kenny's Place at 7677 Southeast 41st Court. Give them a call at 867-1213. It's a caring place for people and plants. It's Kenny's Place.
At Ameris Bank, we understand that there is no purchase more exciting than the purchase of a new home. We are dedicated to helping you find the mortgage that meets your needs and giving you the personal attention you deserve. Our mortgage options offer a variety of benefits, including up to 100% financing, down payment assistance, and expansive credit qualifications, all with the competitive rates and exceptional service. Call Ameris Bank today or visit amerisbank.com to learn more. We look forward to serving you.
Ameris Bank is an equal housing lender and member of FDIC, a loan subject to credit approval.
Located in Ocala, Renstar Medical Research has offered a wide range of clinical research trials for 17 years. Renstar conducts clinical trials for conditions such as migraines, memory decline, fibromyalgia, and sun-damaged skin. To learn more, call Renstar at 352-629-5800. Help us create a healthier tomorrow by volunteering today. Please call Renstar at 352-629-5800.
18 minutes after 9 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. Carol Ann Baldwin is here. Remember, the phone lines are open if you want to call into the show. 622-9622 is the number. And you went down to Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah, speaking of places we've been, and garden-related, as I went down to Fort Lauderdale, the Tropical Plant Industry Expo, and had a nice time. As I was saying off the air, I was hoping to see much more tropical landscape type of plants on display and new things in that. And it was a lot more interior tropical or gift type tropical. And it's, that's okay. I mean, it's however that's going for the year.
And you went there to learn or to
I went there.
show?
Well, I went there to learn and show me stuff and just get ideas.
What were the
and
other...
I went to go look at pretty things. It's
right.
So I did
just
see
lots
of pretty things. And,
did you go by yourself?
I did. Yeah.
And were the other people there to buy things? Was it
They were. Other nurseries or say not like big box garden centers, but private garden centers, floral places. There may have even been buyers that would have worked for, say, the grocery stores where they have their floral departments, because some of these items were like gifty type items, or at least seeing the new ideas. That there was a lot of them, like I said, were, as I call them, gifty type things.
Speaking of gifty things, okay,
Yeah.
now I mentioned this, I was having fun with this one, the levitating bonsai tree.
Yes.
So talk about that a little bit, because there's not a whole lot to say, I guess.
No.
But in the website,
Right.
they also had these glass little environments with dead flowers and stuff, but they didn't look dead. They looked preserved.
Okay, yeah.
So...
Probably oxygen free. They probably filled that full of.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah.
Like a bell jar upside down.
Right.
So anyway, I don't really have a question about the levitating bonsai, because I'm assuming I know how that's done with a magnet.
That's what I'm thinking. It was with a magnet, because that was an Asian, Japanese, or Chinese company. Or something.
Right.
Yeah, you couldn't understand the writing.
Right,
I didn't have the sound on, so I'm not sure what they said. But it was really kind of cool looking. If nobody's seen it, it's one that's levitating bonsai. My whole thing was, as I was telling you, is bonsai, they are trees. They're not really house plants or desk plants. They are.
Where would you put them? In your garden?
You would put them outside. Normally,
But they have to stay in the pot, right?
they stay in their little teeny pots. It's the bonsai is root manipulation to keep it as a standard plant is a dwarf or a super dwarf. I mean, some of these are flowering trees that we know of and see, or junipers and things like that we're familiar with. They are outdoor plants. They're not house plants you can sit on the desk that they're going to thrive under fluorescent lighting. They need natural light. They need the air temperature changes. So I'm not sure, how that would have worked, because those, I don't even believe that they had a pot. It almost looked
Yeah.
like they were just bare dirt.
Yes.
Or
It must have had a
burlap.
magnet stuck in there or something.
I'm not sure if that's how it's done, but I mean, we've all seen, I think, some of these other gimmicky, floating
Gimmicky stuff.
things.
Yeah. But you know what it reminded me of? And this is taking us back, but you're kind of into music. Do you remember the group Yes?
Yes.
Didn't they have an album cover with like a floating island or something? Like a levitating island?
yeah.
That's what it reminds me of. Except instead of a whole island, it's just
one tree. Well,
Yeah.
one. I mean, and it was neat. It was maybe a way to display a particular one.
It's a cool gift. I think
is.
it's a cool gift.
It's nifty. I can't imagine.
But the little dead flowers in the glass thing.
Right.
I wondered, how do they keep an actual flower from not losing its petals and just staying in this little glass enclosure?
Probably a vacuum, I would guess.
Like a Hoover? You mean?
Yeah, it could be.
Jason, I know what you mean.
Dyson. But I'm
So
not sure. I didn't
don't-
look. I didn't look further to see whether or not that they, because they are Asian companies, you can't necessarily, you're not getting the dialogue of it to know whether or not any preservative was used to protect
So
that
if you took a bonsai tree out of its
pot.
and put it in your garden, it would grow into a full-size tree?
It would begin to grow because its roots would then expand and it would have an opportunity. Because bonsai is the art of
Cutting
of
it?
cutting it and part of the root restriction and shaping it and things like that. And that's, I always say that the bonsai is little teeny topiary. I mean, you can go topiary and make something larger. I've seen some beautiful ones where they were junipers, but they're done up like everybody can see me on the webcam, and they're up 3 feet high, but they have taken select branches and removed everything but the top. And so it's a very focal point. It's a very much of a conversation piece. It's a interesting kind of thing. I know that I've seen it done with Loropetalum, which flower. And again, and these are same kind of plants that they will take and bonsai. But bonsai are usually started from a very small. I mean, they began tiny, and that was where it started. It wasn't a 1-gallon pot necessarily brought down to something. It might have been a 3-inch pot brought down and kept at that size forever.
In a way, don't we do the same manipulation when we cut those little palm trees? I got the Sagos palm, and then the other one I have, because the more I cut it, the taller it gets, and it gets this like brown webbing that forms around it.
Well, that's just pruning on that. That's not doing anything.
But that wouldn't grow taller in the wild. In the wild, you see them because
Well, they just take longer to do it in the wild. Except in your yards, you don't fertilize them. But removing them, removing them allows them. It's that they will put on new growth every year. With the bonsai, well, because they're not doing the palms or cycads. But things like the junipers, they just keep trimming those and removing pieces of it and not allowing them to grow any further.
On the other, not Sears. What's on that side of the mall? What's the store down that
Penny's?
way? Penny's?
Yeah.
On the other side of Penny's, there's a palm tree that's been there for a long time.
Okay.
That is shorter than, it might be shorter than you.
Okay.
It's a very small palm tree, and it's been there forever.
Right.
And it's kind of cool because you could like take a photo of it and pretend like you're a giant.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's real
And it's just
small around.
It's the variety of palms.
It's just a small little palm tree just sitting right there. Here's
It's
the
the
mall.
variety. Yeah, it's just the variety. because there's a whole bunch
But I
of
saw
different
lots of them in Key West.
Yeah, quite possibly.
And
yeah.
was told that the reason they're so small is because there's no nutrients that close to the water. They were all very close to the water.
Oh, okay. Right. And that salt water and stuff leaches out a lot of that, and they're just growing there in that hard
they just don't
calcium, that rock, that shell type rock and such that's down there.
Let's go to the phone.
Great.
By the way, the phone line is open if you want to call in, the 622-9622. Good morning. You're on the air with Carol Ann.
Yeah, good morning, guys.
Hey, Hugh.
Morning.
Pretty good. Say, speaking of trees, I got a quick little question. Is it true that when you cut a tree down and you look at it, you see those rings? Every ring represents a year of life. Is that just a crazy little thing, or is that really true?
That's what they say, is that they can measure the age of the tree by the rings. But I think with some of the trees, that depending on how fast of a grower they are, if they're a slow grower, those rings may be very, very close together that you may not be able to tell. Really, by looking at, you might look at it and go, "Oh, I only see 6 rings, but I know I've had the tree for 10 years."
Yeah. Another quick question is, when we have electrical storms, why is it when a lightning hits a pine tree that in about a month or two the thing is dead, where it hits other trees and it'll maybe just knock the limb off or something, or some bark, and that's it. But those pine trees just cannot take up old lightning.
They can't, and I think it has something to do between the root structure of the pine, that they have that tap root that just goes straight down into the ground till it hits something and then turns, and that their sap, that pitchy, that the sap that's in those trees is so sticky, so pitchy, so ignitable. That when it hits, and basically, yes, when you see that your pine tree has been hit by lightning after that horrible thunderstorm, call the guy and have it taken out, because it's dead. It's not going to recover.
Yeah.
But your oak tree might even split, but it'll continue to live, though it's not really doing its best, and you may have to look and see what you want to do about that, about that tree. But with a pine tree, yes, they're gone. That's their history. They're toast. Take them out.
I know every summer I walk the dogs through our subdivision, and just about every summer if you didn't lose 2 or 3 of them, at least one of the trees gets hit, and they're, like I say, they're in a matter of a month or two, they're done.
Oh yeah. Once they've been hit, that's it. And a lot of times people don't realize it, especially if they're out in a natural area. You don't necessarily recognize it. I had a neighbor probably 10 years ago. She had a very large pine tree right at the corner of her fence, and the tree got hit. It blew a hole in the ground at the base of the tree. The lightning went around her chain link fence, through her house, and blew out her television. So watch your pine trees in proximity of a fence, that it could take out some more than what you thought, because she actually didn't realize that the tree had been hit. She had gone outside and seen this large hole and was trying to blame her dog for digging a big hole, and then looked up and saw that the tree was missing 6 feet of bark. Yeah.
Bark.
Okay, thanks a lot, guys. We'll talk to you next time.
All right, Hugh.
That was the clue right
Clue
there.
was the bark was gone. Yeah.
It's a dopey joke, isn't it? Just
good dog joke.
Dopey joke. All right, we have to take a break. We have a full half hour left of In the Garden with Carol Ann. If you'd like to be on the show, In the Garden, the number is 622-9622. We'd love to have your call. We'd love to hear from you, whether it's something you're curious about or just want to chat about. Is Arbor Day coming up, or did it pass? What is Arbor Day?
Florida Arbor Day was
it passed?
last weekend, I think.
Oh, it passed?
Was, yeah.
We'll take a break and be right back with Carol Ann, In the Garden with Carol Ann. We got a full half hour left. 622-9622 if you'd like to be on the air.
Fox News Radio, I'm Lillian Wu. Democratic presidential hopefuls going head-to-head in Iowa last night at a CNN Democratic forum.
Bernie Sanders was on some defense dealing with the fact that Hillary Clinton has ads saying that he would not be a strong commander-in-chief. He was trying to defend his record on national security.
Fox's Ed Henry Sanders pointing out.
If you look at recent polling done nationally, Bernie Sanders is defeating people like Donald Trump
New Fox poll has Sanders 6 points behind Hillary Clinton.
She pushed back. She was chopping her hand in the air. She was more animated than I've seen her out on the campaign trail, frankly, saying you need a proven leader, not just someone who's going to make speeches.
Republicans facing off in a debate Thursday on the Fox News channel, and Ford expanding its recall for vehicles with Takata airbags. Fox News, we report, you decide.
Sometimes what you want most from your car is nothing. No headaches, no surprises, no anxiety when it's late at night and you're on some distant freeway in a thunderstorm. Owning a certified pre-owned Mercedes-Benz can be that anxiety-free experience on every level. You know you're in one of the safest and most thoughtfully engineered vehicles on the road, and with an unlimited mileage warranty, you can drive as far as you want for up to 3 years, with roadside assistance included. Your sense of confidence and adventure are as unlimited as the warranty itself. Now you can drive the car of your dreams and realize that nothing is everything. And during the Certified Pre-Owned Sales event going on now through February 29th, you can receive 2 years of complimentary prepaid maintenance and special financing available through Mercedes-Benz Financial Services, only at your authorized Mercedes-Benz dealer. You've waited long enough.
See your authorized Mercedes-Benz dealer for complete details and limitations on certified pre-owned warranties.
Waiting for a deal on azaleas? Your time has come right now at Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens in Ocala. Take a listen. Bob Wine's Super Buy this week is budded and blooming, ever-blooming azaleas that Bob prices regularly at $6.99. But wait! Bob is slashing the price by a cool $3 a copy. Yes, this week, these beauties are just $3.99 each. And yes, larger sizes are available. Other great buys this week. Drift roses just $7.99. Indoor foliage only $4.99. Remember, too, there's a BOGO on trees. All tree prices slashed by 30 to 60%. Plus, when you buy one, you get one at half price. Come check out the Camellia Show Spectacular now, also at Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens, Southeast 38th Street, Ocala. They're open daily till 4, Saturdays till 2. Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens, locally grown, home-owned since 1952.
Here's what you may have missed on the John Tesh Radio Show.
Common wisdom suggests we all want partners who are healthy and in shape, but less than 1 out of 10 men and women said they'd actually dump somebody who was too athletic, likely because the perfect physique could signal a vanity problem. Like when you see a friend laughing or crying and you start to laugh or cry too. And now it's been proven dogs have emotional contagion too. Just the sight of devices like Nest Cam and Piper are often enough to scare off crooks who don't want to be caught on camera.
Intelligence for your life on the John Tesh Radio Show. Don't miss this stuff.
This is Kendall Carpenter, Director of Operations with Golden Ocala Golf and Equestrian Club. I am proud to announce we will be hosting the Coates Golf Championship, presented by R&L Carriers, here the first week of February. This championship will feature the world's best LPGA players, including world number 1 Lydia Ko. Come and experience women's professional golf at its finest. The championship week starts February 1st and ends with the final round on February 6th. Join me to see the very best in golf at Golden Ocala Golf and Equestrian Club.
At Ameris Bank, we understand that there is no purchase more exciting than the purchase of a new home. We are dedicated to helping you find the mortgage that meets your needs and giving you the personal attention you deserve. Our mortgage options offer a variety of benefits, including up to 100% financing, down payment assistance, and expansive credit qualifications, all with the competitive rates and exceptional service. Call Ameris Bank today or visit amerisbank.com to learn more. We look forward to serving you.
Ameris Bank is an equal housing lender and member of FDIC, a loan subject to credit approval.
Putting the local back into radio. 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. WOCA News. Variety. Information. Now. Keep your arms and legs on the inside at all times.
This is James Snyder, inviting you to join me each Sunday morning at 9:30 for Sunday Joy on 1370 AM, 96.3 FM.
You're listening to WOCA, Ocala.
All right, 25 minutes before 10 o'clock. Caroline Baldwin is here to talk to you about gardening, and the number is 622-9622. Kind of a fun show today. We're going all over the map with different
all kinds
things.
Of different things, yeah. And one thing, and it was just funny, just as something else fun, just as one of these things. Everybody loves fireflies, lightning bugs,
always loved
kind of things.
Yeah.
Everybody loves it. And I know a few months back, somebody's going, why don't I ever see fireflies anymore? And I'm going, I see them all the time.
Do you really?
Yeah, I mean, at least during the seasons. They're usually only present like summer and fall. They're not year-round.
Are they in the roach family? Are they actually roaches?
No, they are what did it say? They're a beetle.
They're a beetle.
They're actually a beetle, not a fly. And on the Solutions for Your Life website this morning, I clicked it up to bring it up in case I needed it. There was a little thing, click on here, how to attract fireflies for homeowners.
Huh.
And pretty much it's, I did not know that they were a predator, but they can't imagine them eating too much. They're not. They're kind of squishy themselves. Reduce your use of pesticides. Well, with anything, that's something you're going to have to do. But but a lot of times when we sit outside and things like that, we'll use our yard foggers and things like that just to be able to sit out because of mosquitoes. Those kind of things are going to kind of eliminate the larvae and such like that. But the habitats, fireflies come out at dusk or nightfall in the woods. So if you don't have woods or wooded areas, woods or wetlands mainly during the summer. But I know I've seen them into early fall. I want to say September, October at that point. But I get a bunch of them because I have a very wooded area. They say if you can allow the edges of your yard to grow up into shrubby areas or plant vegetation that shades the soil and contributes to preserving the soil moisture. So they like love bugs.
Or they eat them?
They do their thing. No, they do they have their eggs and such under the edge of the soil, under the mulch and leaf litter areas.
I thought when you said they like them, I thought you said they like them.
Like them. No, I don't think anything
like to
eats
eat them.
And they say turning off your artificial outdoor lights around the house, floodlights, porch lights, garage lights, so you don't see them if you're sitting out and you've got the backyard illuminated while you're out there entertaining in your manicured lawn. You're just not going to have them. You may see them if that manicured lawn backs against a wooded area, and you may see them flash in there. But they, that's how just sort of leave some areas. But if you're in a manicured neighborhood, I mean, as a child we used to have them, and I grew up in suburbia USA, but we had a wooded area still. There were still
USA.
Yeah, and so, that's the way I always thought of it.
Did you? What does the light actually mean? Is it a mating call?
The light is actually, it's got two different things. That it's warning potential predators that they taste bad. So,
really?
So I'm actually, and I would like to find out. I may have to try to look this up. I think lightning bugs and fireflies are related. Because nothing eats bugs and fireflies are the same thing. Lightning bugs and love bugs are related because neither of them taste good to anything. It's just that the love bug does not flash, and there are some fireflies that don't
and they don't
illuminate.
hook up while they're flying around.
Right, not that I've ever seen. Of course, it's at night. They have a little more privacy.
But is that what the light is for?
The light it's both. It does, as a predator to warn them that they don't eat me and
come have sex
hey
with
honey,
me?
and each different one actually has a different pattern of
Do
flashes.
they both genders?
I don't think. Well, some of the female may because
have a label.
Have a label. I just know that when you take and you squish them, and they do actually still glow.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They say that some
Really?
some do not emit light.
So
if
you drove through a whole bunch of them at night, the front of your car would glow?
only if they smushed.
Well, that's what I mean. If they smushed.
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean,
That's cool.
a little bit. You get that because we used to. Yes, we used to do it when we were kids. Or I didn't, but I knew it was done because I thought, oh, that's just me. But that they would take the lightning bug, pull this light off, and smush it on, your jacket or something, and you'd have a glowy streak.
Is there a way to tell the temperature or something by counting how many times they flash?
No, because their flash is actually species.
Okay.
This particular
What is
ones
the thing
flash
you
at
can
different-
count and get the temperature? Is that the cricket?
Crickets, yeah. Crickets, it's supposed to
What
be.
is that formula?
I don't remember. I'd have to look it up.
Well, you say
But
they
just,
taste
it's-
bad.
To other, I've never tasted.
Do birds
Well,
care
because
what
these
things taste like?
but birds or other bugs, birds don't want to eat stuff that tastes bad. That's
I
why
didn't
love
know.
bugs aren't eaten.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Nothing eats love bugs.
They have a taste.
Yeah, I guess so.
They can taste things?
Well, I don't smile when I ride on the motorcycle. You don't open your mouth, otherwise you taste things.
No,
Yeah, it's not good.
Bad.
It's not good. Just I'm gonna get my giggles gone. As coming up in about 6 weeks. So we're almost, we've had 2 thunderstorms, so we're 2 out of 3 towards spring.
Got more tomorrow, according to the weather
Yeah,
report.
and we've got another weather system coming in, which we could get some more thunder. So, and if that's it, that's our 3rd one, which should
Then
be
we're done?
Then we should be ushering in spring, should be on its way. And most of the time we don't listen to Puxatawny Phil because he's in Pennsylvania. He's not in the South.
And it makes no sense anyway.
Right.
The whole shadow thing doesn't make sense.
There's too many cameras. But the Master Gardeners, the 2016 Master Gardener Spring Festival is March 12th and 13th, 8 to 5, 9 to 4 respectively at the livestock, next door to the Livestock Pavilion on the same grounds. Admission is $1. Children under 12 are free. No pets, please. Service animals are welcome, obviously. Kids gardening zone, vegetable educational opportunities. They'll have food trucks, trees and shrubs, plants and flowers, garden decor. As we touted, one of the area's largest all-in-one plant sale and garden expo, and it's one of the first ones of the season. So it's almost like that first part of March is the kickoff into all the different garden shows that'll go on around the area.
Right.
And so it's a great time to get out, see what's going on locally, see what if there's new plants out and about, some educational opportunities. I think last week I said growing stevia, which is a natural sweetener, alternative sweetener for things. Your micro irrigation, colorful container gardens, and one thing, the Florida Friendly has for several years now been working in conjunction with Smart Pot. And this year when I was just down in Fort Lauderdale, I got talking with one of their representatives down there, and he gave me some. So over at Ag Center, I'm going to plant some of these in the Smart Pot so that you can actually see how they do. They sell these, you can buy them at the Master Gardener office.
Uh-huh.
They're a fabric bag that it's a different way. Instead of a hard plastic pot that really only breathes from the top and drains water out of the bottom, the water, should we get a heavy rain, the water's not going to sit and pool inside that pot until it drains out. It will drain quickly, counting on your soil to hold the moisture that it needs. The roots, as the plant grows, if they hit the side of the pot, they're not going to then begin to encircle the plant, shortening its life. They will hit the side, and those tips will
Go outside of
desiccate. No, they will desiccate, and it will force that plant to make more roots inside that thing.
Okay,
inside
desiccate.
of
What does that word
Does it
mean?
dry out?
Oh, it doesn't dry.
It'll dry. It'll just, when they hit that tip, that'll stop growing right there.
Oh, really?
And so they use them. Some nurseries use them as a grow container, especially for large trees, because once it reaches to a certain size, it's going to transplant better once it hits someone's landscape. Smaller ones, but we have. He gave me one of the Big Bag Junior, or Big Bag Bed Junior, which is a medium size. What are the dimensions? It's about 36 inches in diameter and about a foot high. It's going to hold 5.9 cubic feet, which is a quarter of a cubic yard of soil or planting medium, with a growing area of a little over 7 square feet. But you can grow a lot of stuff in 7 square feet.
Yeah, you've told us this. What was
in the square foot garden, you're actually got 16 square feet.
Yeah.
But 7, you can still grow quite a bit. We'll see what I can do with these.
All right, we'll take a little break and be right back. Remember, the phone lines are open. We've got 15 minutes left in Carol Ann's show. If you want to talk about gardening, this is the time to call in. 622-9622. We'll be right back in about 3 minutes, looks like.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accidents. Partly sunny Tuesday. There may be a shower along the coast. The high 69 at the coast to 74 inland. And mostly cloudy Tuesday night with a shower or two late. Low 58 to 62. Wednesday will be cloudy with showers and some heavier thunderstorms. There may be some flooding downpours. The high 68 to 72. Thursday cloudy with showers and thunderstorms. Highs ranging from the low 60s in the north to the low 70s in the south. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm Joe Lundberg.
PPIR is a networking group formed to serve the realtor and small business community. It primarily serves the real estate and construction industry, but is open to all businesses that provide any service or product to the real estate business community. PPIR has no membership dues or fees for attendees. The watchwords are keep it simple and maximize networking time. PPIR chapters generally meet once a month after business hours. For the information on this, call 352-615-9412 or go to events@ppirevents.com. PPIR, professional people in real estate.
The Women's Veterans Health Fair will be happening on Saturday, February 20th from 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. at the Ocala VA Clinic at the Cascades Office Complex at 1515 East Silver Springs Boulevard right here in Ocala. The Women's Veterans Health Fair. Don't miss it. If you'd like more information, give a call to 352-369-3320. That's 369-3320 for the Women's Veterans Health Fair at the Ocala VA Clinic in the Cascades, February 20th from 10 a.m. till 2 p.m.
For some, Valentine's Day means flowers and candy. Not for us.
Join us for the Valentine's Day Massacre, February 13th at the Southeastern Livestock Pavilion.
For 7 scheduled bouts of live professional boxing entertainment. Each bout is highlighted with local boxers.
So come out and support the future boxing in Ocala. First bout starts at 7 and doors open at 6.
Proceeds to benefit the Boys and Girls Club. Tickets start at only $15.
Get your tickets at Central Florida Boxing, 1032 Southwest 1st Avenue, or call 352-292-2103.
Hey Ocala, this is Kelly Hart, Executive Editor of Ocala Magazine. Did you know last year Ocala Magazine won more awards in excellence than any other publication in Florida? And this year, Ocala Magazine was named Best Consumer Magazine in the state. Now you can join me every Friday at 10 a.m. on Ocala Magazine Radio, where we bring the pages of Ocala Magazine to life, right here on The Source. Ocala Magazine thanks you for making us number one. And remember, there is only one Ocala Magazine.
What are the most common questions those nearing retirement are asking? Will I outlive my money? Retirement questions like these and many more will be answered every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. on Planning for a Better and Safer Retirement with hosts Francois and Julian Pozenet. Francois and Julian will help you put your retirement puzzle together. Catch Planning for a Better and Safer Retirement Saturdays at 9 a.m. on Ocala's News Talk, The Source 96.3 FM and 1370 AM.
All right, 12 minutes before 10 o'clock. Again, the phone lines are open if you'd like to call Carol Ann. The number is 622-9622. Carol Ann Baldwin is your hostess.
Yeah, with just coming up with, just to continue on those a little bit. So, if you've seen them there at, the Ag Center and just sort of looked at them, walked past them, but I don't know much about them. Come check them out this year in the vegetable garden. I'm going to plant out, I think I've got 3 that I'm going to plant. And they're big ones. There's something and they can be just sit right on your back patio. And if you're not going to plant them all the time, you're going to plant it once, you can dump the soil out of them into the other part of the garden, fold it up. It's not a great big pot you have to store. And so it makes it kind of neat as, we're always talking, some at holiday times of gift giving kind of things. Well, this is something, that they actually fold up small and can be, easily transported versus a great big plastic pot. What do you do with it? And they were saying some of the benefits is that the soil can breathe. Soil in the ground breathes. Soil in a pot has limited, because it
Makes
has
sense.
a plastic surrounding to it. So you're in a plastic pot, of course, it holds more moisture, but that can be a detriment as well. So because it'll stay too wet for too long, and your soil temperatures in black pots can really get elevated in the summertime, where the fabric bag is going to continue to breathe, even though they're both black. The temperature in there is going to be a little bit warmer, and a little cooler, and that's more important to us here in Central Florida. Is a little cooler soil versus a northern state where they may need it to warm up a little more quickly in a plastic pot. But these are sold, and they are sold in the retail market. They're you don't. I'm not sure around here, except for at the Ag Center, where else you might find them. I'll take a look online and find out and let people know if, because of different sizes. Plus, they could be ordered online.
Can I ask you, maybe this might be a dumb question.
Okay.
So
I like dumb questions.
I'm always reluctant because
I like
always
dumb
reveal
questions.
that I know nothing. But okay, so once in a while, I think it's maybe not. Yeah, maybe in a month or so, I'll start to see a ton of robins in my yard.
Yeah.
I guess they're heading back up north, right?
Right.
Okay, I don't know what they find in my yard, but I was thinking because I like taking pictures.
Right.
So I was thinking if I buy that bird seed that you
Mhm.
find in the store and just
Right.
put it all over the place, like I'll Google when do they show up,
Right.
and I'll purposely make it attractive for
Right.
them. Will that seed grow? Not that I care.
Some of it will. Yes.
And,
yes.
And what will I have?
There's millet. There's sunflower. There's sunflower.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Trying to think of what else is in there that usually is viable. I know the millet is viable, the sunflower is viable a lot of times, and you'll find because people with feeders have that problem that here everything starts growing, or they find it in the bushes nearby.
So do you think
and,
that I'll get more robins than?
You would get a lot of other birds,
I mean,
but
you live near
you
me.
will also get squirrels and.
Well, that's okay.
And,
Do
and
you
other
get
things.
them too? I mean, do you get a lot of robins?
I get robins on the front part of the. It used to be the thing of the robins are in season. Don't hang out your sheets. Because the robins, they seem to take aim for your clean laundry on the line. Those are those couple weeks, just don't hang the sheets out.
So what is that? When do they come by?
Usually a spring, though. I know somebody was saying they had some robins not long ago, but I bet they're hiding right now. They may have come down. Finally
How do
arrived.
they find it, I wonder.
Oh, the same kind of thing. The different migrations. How do butterflies find their way to Mexico?
But I mean, how do they find a little bit of food in my yard?
Oh, they can find it. They know where it's
It's
at.
amazing, right? You do have a phone call.
Great.
Good morning. You're on the air with Carol Ann.
Good morning. I got one little quick question.
Okay.
Can you start geraniums in water? Just stick a piece in water and get roots, and then it won't go bad.
You know what? It might, because geraniums really do like to be a little more on the dry side. I would probably, if you've got a piece of it, just take it and put it in a little pot of a starter mix that's moist. That just that's just a little damp, and put it in there. If it's a small enough, put it into a Ziploc or something that just leave a corner open for a little bit of air. Just gets that humidity in there, and it should just take off and grow. They're not that hard to root.
Okay, super.
Alrighty. You're welcome.
Appreciate it.
Yep.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Yeah, a lot of people do like to try to start things in water. They get a cutting and things like that. They will get roots. Many plants, they were really easy like that. Those roots, though, have a tendency to be very weak, very fragile. So actually having a bag of what they call seed starter or cutting starter mix, it's just a real fine soil, but it has texture, has structure to it, of putting them in those. And you just want it as moist as about a wrung out sponge because it doesn't have any roots. Put it inside, and if it's in a small container, your cuttings are usually fairly small anyway. Stick it inside of a plastic bag of some kind, or under a milk jug, under a fish aquarium, something like that, to get that humidity up, or be there and mist it every day, and give them anywhere 3 to 6 weeks, and you can start to tug on it. And when you realize it doesn't have any give left, it means it's getting rooted. Give it another week and then transplant them. But if you're thinking about starting your seeds for your vegetable garden for this spring, your tomatoes, peppers, eggplant, I like to start my squash and cucumbers in the small peat pots too, only because I think they get a healthier start before they get out in the garden, is that they get a little size to them, have a better root zone to be able to compete with the issues that are out there outdoors. But get them started now. You're looking at, we're about 6 weeks out from our last expected frost date, which is the 15th of March.
Quick winter, huh?
It has been, thank goodness. Well, let's see. We still have February ugly to go, which is, sometimes can be the worst. And that first week of March has a lot of times it scares us.
That should be a good month for gardening, because that's the month where you can make money with your flowers.
Well, that's one that actually February is when we cut back our roses. If you think of Valentine's Day and roses, you cut back your roses money on Valentine's Day.
There's usually somebody on the corner selling
flowers and things,
especially roses.
Especially, roses and carnations and things. Right, coming up in February, you'll be prune your roses. If you happen to prune crepe myrtles, middle of February is a good time to do it. I like to prune a lot of stuff that's going to be pruned at about that time, only because normally they're not going to sprout out and you're not going to force that growth. It usually takes about 6 weeks before that'll really start to push out, and by that point we're past our expected frost dates, and our nighttime temperatures are generally a little bit
And I see
warmer.
another phone call coming in. Good morning. You're on the air with Carol Ann.
Hi, Carol Ann.
Hey.
I had a question about my apple trees that I had bought from the one of your garden shows.
Okay.
They don't have very many leaves.
No, this time of year they don't.
But I've had them a couple of years, and they've never really, flourished, is what I'm trying to say,
Okay.
I guess.
Well, a lot of times, and fruit trees are like this too, trees and shrubs, anything that's going to get to any size, can take about 3 years to really do anything. The first year it sort of sleeps. It's starting to get its roots growing. It might not get much height, may not flower. The second year they start to creep. They leaf out a little bit, maybe grow a couple of inches. The third year usually is when they begin to leap, when they really put out a good flush of growth.
Well, what fertilizer is recommended for those?
You're not going to find.
I just use your 10-10-10.
That would be fine. Look for something that's got minor nutrients in it. So read the back of the bag. You don't want just the NPK, the 10-10-10. If you can find it that's got the magnesium and manganese and copper and those kind of things, the whole multivitamin version.
Are those bags that say fruit tree? They're real small little bags.
Yeah.
What you're talking about?
Those ones those have some of the micronutrients, and those do come in larger bags too, usually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, hey, thanks a lot.
You're
Have a great
welcome.
day.
Yep, you too.
And you have another phone call
Great.
coming in. Good morning. You're on the air with Carol Ann.
Morning. How are you this morning?
Good. Good morning.
The fertilizer for fruit trees. My friends that do the tropical fruit down in Berkeley that grow the apples and all of that stuff, they prefer using a palm fertilizer on that fruit tree because it has all the micronutrients in it.
Right.
So, look for a palm fertilizer to put on your fruit trees. And a lot of the fruit trees like to eat.
Yeah.
A lot. They're heavy feeders.
Oh, yeah. So
have a great day.
All righty, Sharon. Thanks. Yeah, and some of those, and it does depend on your brands, just watching for that the palm, because the citrus ones too have that as well. The citrus and fruit tree, especially, if you're sticking with one brand, just flip the bags over. You can compare them. You just don't want to. You don't necessarily need a heavy first number of the nitrogen. But just good, well balanced fertilizer.
Looks like we're just about out of time.
Yes, we are,
I'm trying to do my math here, see when the start the song.
When the button's going to come out.
What is your recommendation for what do we do? Just wait till after the third thunderstorm, and then we can make some changes?
Well, after my thing is after that third thunderstorm, our springtime weather should be becoming more favorable. So we're not going to necessarily turn to 60-degree nights, but we should be, done with the serious cold. Has always been my observation.
I couldn't wait for the cold. Now I'm ready for it to go.
Oh yeah, go away, cold.
In a way, it's good that we live in Florida.
Yeah, we have that fluctuating winter, and that's what it's doing this year. Just hate that extreme cold.
It is fun to watch the snow on
TV. From Florida.
Thank you, Caroline.
Thank you, Larry.
Fun show. I'm going to get my
day.
levitating bonsai. We'll be right back.
Bye-bye.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Fox News Radio, I'm Lillian Wu. The snow stopped falling in the